I'm checking the sound because I haven't done a video for a long time. I'm checking the okay, there seems to be sound and video and everything. I was on a vacation these past weeks, and now I came back at home. Not much really happening for Bitcoin, but we have some interesting setup I will talk about. So all this time from June um, is consolidation, and I was fortunate to, during most of August to go on vacation, and nothing really happened there, mostly sideways. But now I think there might be a swing to the downside because we have the red dot on the daily momentum, and well, money flow is curving down. Now let's see the weekly. Well, the weekly is tricky because we might go up, or we might start turning to the downside with this view up, and so it looks bearish. It looks bearish. Doesn't look bullish, but yeah, I mean, a few weeks of sideways. Maybe we will print another leg down, because if this money flow starts going down more, we'll print another leg. Now on the monthly, to be honest, the monthly looks more bullish than bearish. Of course, we might have one or two more months of sideways or going down a little bit, but overall it looks the monthly looks good. The monthly looks bullish. And if we print a green dot on the monthly, this would be major swing to the upside. Signal for this major swing to the upside. Yeah, so that was the daily. Let's see the other time frames. On the 4 hours we're falling down, money flow is going down. Probably we will continue to go down. 3 hour as well. Let's see 1 hour. Well, 1 hour it might be depleted, but I think it's too risky to take it here to the upside, because there might be more to the downside. I think there might be more with this money flow. I want to see the money flow going steadily up to the upside before I do anything. 45 minute. Yeah, this might be it, but for the downside, but no, it's a tricky situation. Like this view up seems that we are going to print another wave to the downside on the momentum. Momentum is deep, so now we have a yellow X on the 15 minute. I suppose it's better to short this than to long it. On the 3 minute we're going to we're going in the red money flow. Okay, let's see what happens. I don't think a short position is right now very convenient. I do want to take a short position at 23,100, but not here. It's a little bit too much to the downside. We might print another leg down, but maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll just wait and see what happens. If this yellow X is confirmed or not. We have 3 minutes approximately. We are absolutely sideways, going sideways right now. and we're on the S2 on the support 2 line already. So we fell during the night from the pivot to the S2, and I guess we can fall to the S3 maximum if we do it at all. 22,500. Yeah, so it's tricky. The MACD looks like it's about to go down again, but we'll see. Okay, what else we have interesting? So the interesting thing is this volume delta that we topped out here at 24,500 at 80.3 million. We had a new high 25,200. This was lower, so there was clear divergence here, and we got rejected, of course. Now this volume delta is falling down, which seems to me that we're going down overall. You know, the next swing to the downside is beginning. Now this swing that I have been waiting for a long time, actually from June 13. I'm following the Google Trends Bitcoin price term, and it was falling down from here from June 13, consolidating. So all this is consolidation, about 2 months of consolidation, and I guess we're about to print a new leg. Like I think we topped out at 20. Now it's 21. We're going up, and we might be starting this down leg finally. This is what I think. Yeah. Whether this will happen exactly as I see it, maybe we go to the S1 at 22 or 23k, and then we got rejected. Have no idea what will happen, but this is also possible scenario that we go to the S1, get rejected, and go down to the S3. And that was the reason I didn't want to pick it right here, because as you see, this is not really very much confirmed. Yeah, tricky. Let's see the 30-minute. Well, the 30-minute can go up from here. It can go bullish a little bit. So this area, 23k, 23,100 would be for me a major signal if we get rejected to short it. Now let's play Inspo Crypto on-chain analysis. There is nothing I would say more to what I said already. I think we're beginning major swing down. The next leg down I have been waiting for almost 2 months, and it's not 100% sure. This is not financial advice, but if you see Bitcoin falling down, you might be able to short this to catch some portion of it. Let me see this final indicator that I have. We have 2 wolf waves. There is divergence here on the price, which is bullish divergence, but on the other hand, it looks really bearish. I mean, in the longer term, this is 30-minute. We haven't crossed this to the upside. Like, we haven't crossed to the upside right here. So we are not really so much bullish, but consolidating, I would say. But there is small divergence. Maybe we go up here to 100 and something, which means that we go up to 23k probably, maybe a little bit even more, and then get rejected. So we'll see. Okay, playing this for crypto analysis.
Hello folks, and welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis, or how we call it recently, just pump and dump market analysis. Even today it wasn't really pump and dump, it was much more, well, what should I say, at the moment DXY as expected, pushing up very hard. I have mentioned several times in my analysis that was expected just because of the CPI release by Europe today, but they surprised me because they were expecting 8.9%, so indicating almost 9% inflation in Europe. That's big. And they nailed it. So they released 8.9%. So of course it's almost 9% inflation in for the economy. Not really bullish, but would that explain why DXY is pushing up that hard? Could be. Just by the way, that's part of my new chapter in Spus comment. Yeah, it could be. But we have another thing. Gazprom, the Russian gas provider, and the main, at least I think it's still the main gas provider for Europe, has announced they will rise their gas prices. Well, taking into account that Europe requires their gas, it means also that inflation will rise even more. If we also take into account, because that's what the energy regulator in Germany mentioned today, they only has gas reserves in Germany for 3 months. That's not bullish at all. Absolutely not, because the winter is going to come for sure, and I don't think that the winter is going to be a light one. However, that could also explain why it's pushing much more capital out of euro and heading instead to US dollar, because that's the main driver of DXY. That's it about that. So for those people who are just thinking about, here's a potential explanation why it's happening. Another point I will talk about is what I have tweeted today. It was related to Tether and USDC, because it looks like, and that's the information I have, I will show you that for those of you who didn't see that. And you can see that here right now that the share of trade volume by peer denomination is showing us that exchanges are switching right now more and more to USDC pairs instead of USDT and even BUSD. Even I think BUSD shouldn't have any problem, because it's part of the Paxos family. In my opinion, Paxos is one of the best stablecoin, just because it's one-to-one baked, just with their underlying asset. In that case, BUSD, US dollars, PAXG, it's gold, and so on and so forth. Well, however, we also know that USDC has certain advantages. We know that USDC is part of the Coinbase family. We also know that Coinbase had in the past also a meeting with regulators We also know that big US institutionals, US based institutionals, are using and trading on USDC. Another good thing, not necessarily from the financial view for USDC, but maybe from the regulation view, is that Coinbase only provides spot trading and lending and so on and so forth, but no futures. On the other side, we are seeing that the USDT, the Tether, is dumping not only in its supply, but it seems also when it comes to the peers. So from 62.5% in July to 46, almost 46.5% in August, within 4 weeks. That's big, and it looks like someone is pushing exchanges to make this shift from USDT to USDC more and more. We will see that something, a development we need to track, because it could have a certain impact, of course, also to crypto. And we will see. I had, unfortunately, some discussions today, well, at least with one person, because he said I'm not an adult how he thought, just because I have a different opinion about Tether. For me, Tether, well, I mean, many of you know Tether is still under investigation by the New York attorney. Tether is since years telling us they will release a full audit. They are not doing it. And the last interview with Tether CTO Paulo, their argumentation was very nice, because the moderator just asked him, I mean, if you see you have a lack of trust by your clients, why are you not just providing this audit? Just, on a very voluntary way. You don't need to be forced by any law enforcement, for example. And he said, and it was very clear, well, it's not required. The market is unregulated. So that's not 1 or 2 years ago, that's just few months ago. It indicates once again that Tether doesn't have any interest for an audit. They don't have any interest to be transparent. And a company that has a supply and circulating capital of 60 billion US dollars, Jesus, come on. You can't be transparent, even if you are noticing that people are demanding it? Well, in such a case, in my opinion, you are hiding something. And, well, I mean, some of you also know that there are conditions for converting US Tether back to cash is not that easy like many would think, for example. And even in their terms, in the contract, it shows they can pay you out with other assets. It's not even necessary to give you back fiat. So, I have a lot of arguments against Tether, and when people are coming and saying, yeah, but Tether is so good. No, Tether is not good in my opinion, absolutely not. And even very toxic for the crypto industry. I have mentioned several times in the past that, in my opinion, Tether is the bottleneck of the crypto industry, and we should celebrate it when Tether disappears, because spot ETF is not happening because of Tether. The ECC was very clear in their statement. Manipulation and Tether. How many times? Just check their documents when they rejected the spot ETFs. and count how many times they linked the whole rejection with manipulation and Tether. So don't tell me that Tether is not the bottleneck of the crypto industry. Don't tell me that Tether is something useful we need. No, we have a lot of different stablecoins. We don't need Tether. We don't need it. So yeah, that's it from my part. I would just suggest to all these people out there, the big fans of Tether, check it. Make your research. Check Google, internet is huge. Many times, or many people invested a lot of times in publishing a lot of data and information about Tether, not only about their history, investigations, and bank run and whatever. I mean, just check how many banks want to work with Tether. Even Tether's indicating us that not many audit companies wants to work with them. While I know, for example, that Fidelity, also involved in crypto, doesn't have any problem to find any audit company, and I'm talking about big ones like Deloitte, for example. They are able to make audits for them. Why not Tether? Nobody knows. Absolutely nobody knows. Just CTO of Tether once said, well, because we are involved in crypto. That's bullshit. Doesn't have one thing to do, because I know several cases. That's not a problem at all. Absolutely not. However, that's not going to be a special chapter about Tether, but after today's discussion, I just want to say, please, 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 guys, go out, make your research about Tether. Tether is not the big thing we need in crypto. Absolutely not. But I'm not going to convince you. You should make your own research for that. But don't tell me that Tether is required for crypto and Tether is something good, because it isn't. It isn't. In my opinion, it isn't. In my opinion. So let us talk now about the market, and so we will shift to the next chapter. Let us go directly to the facts. Weights ratio, 30 days moving average. You can see here, wow, it did 80. 80 maintains very high in the last 2 days. Just a few months ago, I had said, be extremely careful, we are going down. But as it didn't play out, I can't say that. I really can't say that. I mean, the last time it did such kind, we went from 24,500 to 22,300. We did almost $2,000 correction. So the question is, what's going to happen this time? I mean, we could go down to 21, for example, without any problem. But Bitcoin at the moment is really holding the price. I mean, they are distributing, in my opinion, and that distribution means hold the price and sell. That's the key factor for them to maintain and to sell to a relatively high price. So, we need to see. However, I think that's a very useful information that the weights ratio is that high, indicating weights are sending more bitcoins to exchanges. We can go directly to the next one. Stablecoin supply, as mentioned. Look, that's not bull market like. Absolutely not. And even last year it was different. So no, that's not cool at all. Absolutely not cool at all. And in my opinion, the stablecoin supply, just to give us a bull market sign, it should rise up again. Or regulation is coming and saying, no, we don't want any stablecoin anymore. You can buy crypto directly via fiat. We don't care about arbitrage anymore. Okay, that would be also fine. I don't think so. It's too early. It will take, and as you see, ECC is not the most fastest institution, it seems. However, we have here the stablecoin reserves and exchanges. We know that this here is extremely big, but nothing happened after that. Not yet, at least. We don't know what's happening with that. We also know, or we at least know, that these stablecoins went directly to derivative exchanges, not to spot. Something that it was wondering me, but it is what it is. However, Wales ratio 30 hours moving average declined and lifted up, and it's declining at the moment. So usually indicating, and as you see, we are at a level of 88, usually indicating that we are just receiving less bitcoins by whales. And that's it. We will go forward directly to flow activity. So here, absolutely nothing new, absolutely nothing. We have received 80 millions in stablecoins here, another 60, 69 almost, and that's it. I mean, it correlates a little bit with the Bitcoin, with the big Bitcoin inflows we have received yesterday night, but that's it. I mean, we received here almost 4,900, another 3,800 bitcoins today. Extremely flat. I mean, almost 3,000 bitcoins within 2 hours, and that's it. That's absolutely it. Nothing happened. While we can see here bigger bitcoin outflows, 2,300 bitcoins here, 1,400 bitcoins here, 1,800 bitcoins here, but that's it. Also here it is. And we need to check what's happening here. In my opinion, they are waiting for what? I really don't know. I don't know for what, but they are waiting because, and we will check that later. You remember those 18,000 bitcoins? Yeah, I mean, they distributed some of them and they withdrew some of them, but the big part of it, it's still there. So they didn't distribute, or at least we didn't see, or they didn't withdraw it yet. And that's something, yeah, we need to wait and time will tell, but we keep tracking it. Let us go forward. So what's happening here related to futures? Well, first of all, funding rate lifted up, declined, it's lifting up again, and that's what's happening. At the same time, open interest, at the moment, let me check, I can't see with so many informations here, we don't know. Okay, now we see the both most interesting one. Open interest lifting up, leverage ratio, of course, because it's obvious we will pump, isn't it? So people are longing with high leverage. It seems they are at least future trading with high leverage, and usually that is not good at all, because that attract again certain market actors to bring some volatility to the market and to liquidate many traders and many high leverage positions. Also here related, for example, to stablecoins, we see nothing big. I mean, 80 million, 60 million, who cares? If we check what happened just yesterday with those 3.6 billion US dollars, crazy, isn't it? But they didn't use them yet, or maybe they shorted, I'm not really sure. Would like to see some bigger outflows, because that's not happening at the moment. So really interesting, and still waiting what's going to happen with all this money. However, if we go directly to the bitcoins, Related to derivative exchanges, also here absolutely nothing big today. Almost bigger outflows than inflows. Here the biggest one last hour with 2000, almost 2500 bitcoins. After such a funding rate pump, is someone taking profit right now? Are they expecting something? I really don't know. I can't tell you that. But yeah, it doesn't look that great. However, let us go forward and check. We can see, but yeah, almost no liquidation today. That's a happy future trader. They liquidated some longs, and that's it. That's absolutely it. We can see that, for example, in that case here, that's a funding rate. It's lifting up. Yellow, that's the open interest, declining a little bit, but still in upward trend. And the leverage ratio, yeah, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. So at the moment, indicating much more longs are demanded with high leverage. Let us go forward, because this one is much better. I like this illustration a lot more. The only thing I don't like, I don't know why the funding rate looks that crappy. However, as we see here, the whole market is since a while, even since July, it's only open interest up, and as you can see, it's declining. At the moment, the leverage ratio right now, it's bounced here. It seems it's now lifting up. We need to see what's going to happen when it arrives in that area here. In my opinion, it will go down again. Meanwhile, we will just accumulate more high leverage positions, I guess. Let us go forward and check what blockchain whispers is indicating. Well, it seems we liquidated some longs, some people took profit, it seems, and at the same time some shorts are coming, and I think people were thinking, okay, we will pump, we will pump. We are not pumping, we are not pumping. Come, we will pump. Jesus, we are declining, we are declining. Okay, come on, do you know what? I'm going to short now. That's usually not the best idea, but only if you are convinced that the market is going down. In my opinion, we will see some volatility, pump and dump. That's what, in my opinion, is going to happen, pump and dump. I don't know if dump and pump or pump and dump. I really don't know, but at the moment, it's just a pure sideways run. Not really attractive to make money with that, in my opinion. So at the moment, I'm not really trading. I'm just checking the new exchange, BitGet, hedging a little bit with spot, and checking a little bit, but I don't like the current market conditions, to be honest. So I think I will stay away again, because that looks a little bit like a coming fuckery. Even I'm still bearish, even I think we will go down, but something changed since June, since the big dump we had. Since then something changed. We are trading completely different, completely. However, we still have a 66 to 34 just long short ratio, maintains, in my opinion, still it's still too bearish, because the markets always trade the opposite. Even here, I mean, we still have, it looks better than here on Binance, but 57 to 43. So even on Ethereum, people are still thinking we will go up, we will go up. So let us see if the Kingfisher, I didn't check since yesterday, to be honest, because it wasn't working. Hopefully it works now. No, it doesn't. I don't know what happened to the Kingfisher, but it looks very dead since few days. And maybe one of my followers can tell me, if you know, of course, what's happening here to the Kingfisher. No data, maybe some maintenance or something, but we are done then, and we will go forward to the next chapter. So let us see who is the market driver at the moment. We can check that here. Let us make a quick overview. Binance, distribution. Let us go forward. FTX, distribution. Let us go forward. Bitfinex, distribution. Wow. And of course, last but not least, the only one, the brave one, the hero of crypto, Coinbase, accumulation. That's the only one. They are buying and buying while all other exchanges are showing a negative CVD. These guys are the only ones always with a positive CVD. Always with a positive CVD. That's incredible. That's really incredible what they are doing. That's really hardcore. And that's it. I mean, it looks like many are distributing, but these guys are accumulating. And you can see that as soon the price goes down, they start to buy. They start to buy. I will never understand how that works, it seems. However, let us go forward and check what are miners doing. Well, you can see that miners are just distributing more from taking into account the trend, it looks like. Let us go forward. First of all, just the entities. Well, it seems that retailers are selling, shrimps are selling, these guys are lifting up imbalances, almost 20,000 bitcoins. Not that bad, to be honest. If we check these guys here, not doing nothing, and even the market maker lifted up a little bit, not that big. And these guys, well, linked mainly to exchanges, nothing big, to be honest, but also here declining matches very well to this here. So yeah, that's it. If we can check this here, we can see that yellow is accumulating at least, and orange is declining, and it matches. They had here 2,000 bitcoins and even here almost 5,000 bitcoins, but the market maker not really active today. Let us see anything else. Miners, yeah, that's it at the moment. If we check, that's the daily OTC, we can see that OTC activity maintains relatively low, and even the centralized exchanges are declining, so that matches also to the volume. It was much higher, as you can see, and right now just in sequences it matches very well to the fake rallies, doesn't it? That's crazy. However, I think, in my opinion, that these guys both here big and are distributing. That would explain a lot of things, you know. I mean, if you check, okay, let me turn off all these indicators, and usually when you have, for example, here less activity to centralized exchanges but a network activity, usually that means that OTC is very active here, and that was really huge. So if you check that here, it means they bought the dip, and right now if you check here, every time that matches very well, it seems that these guys are the main, yeah, they are distributing. That's what it looks like. So they bought big, they are selling right now. The question is, what will happen when they are done? Will they buy big to a higher price, or will they create the next dip to buy afterwards? I really don't know. We need to see what's going to happen next. And I would say that's it. Let us go forward. So let us see. That's the exchange that's buying and buying and buying and buying and buying all the time, just with a positive CVD, as you can see. At 23k, it seems just here, for example, they are limiting a little bit and at the same time limiting the way up at 24,300. That's what we can see here, and that's it. A lot of different walls, but on Coinbase never something big. And we can see at 25 and so on and so forth. So Deribit Perp, for example, Deribit Perp also here indicating in 24,500 and at 25,500, and that's it. They removed any kind of wallet here, wall, it seems, like they did here before. Okay. While limiting the way up, that should be bearish. But however, Bitstamp spot, nothing. Binance spot, reinforcing that area here, but at the same time that's really a fight at the moment. So those are pushing the price down, those are pushing the price up, but nothing is happening, absolutely nothing. And that's why the price is not moving. It's just we are maintaining that tiny level, nothing happening, nothing, absolutely nothing. At 23k we still have this this wall, and that's it. I mean, you know, we had our breakout here. It's not doing anything, absolutely nothing. I would really like to short that, but you know, with this walls here, it doesn't make any sense. At the same time, the price is not moving. It's just not moving. It's not doing anything, absolutely nothing. Only if they start to push aggressively to the downside, then it will change a lot, but at the moment not doing anything. It's really a big crap what they are doing, at least not motivating me at all. So if we make this higher from the heat map, you can see that on a better way what they are doing. So pushing the price down, pushing the price up, and that's it. So also here nothing big. Bitfinex spot doing exactly the same, nothing here. FTX perp, waiting at 22,700, also here 23, also here doing exactly the same crap. That's just amazing what they are doing. Kraken, nothing, just really nothing big at all, just above at 27.5 waiting. BitMEX waiting at 23.7 and even 23.5. So it seems they don't, I don't know why to to block that area, because the price is not going up. Well, they tried today, yes, but that's it. And Binance futures, wow, look that, still the same thing. So you can see here, that's really interesting. To push the price up, to push the price down, and right now to push the price up. Okay, thank you. And that's it. they didn't remove this wall, but at least they reduced the volume here, 25k, and yeah, that's it. Bitfinex derivatives, nothing. A lot of different little, we can see that, little orders, but really, and 18.5 will be the next level here related to this wall. And no, OKEX, I don't care about OKEX. Well, I never used OKEX, to be honest. I mean, never checked that here, but no, not really interesting. So FTX spot, also here absolutely nothing, just at the moment. Yeah, it looks like algo. Also here absolutely nothing, and that's it. That's absolutely it.
Wow, wow, wow. Bitcoin is breaking down finally.